I was wondering about a man such as Cesar Romero, who made dozens or hundreds of movies. And Cesar, as you watch them, sometimes on the late shows or on the video cassette reissues, you ever fantasize about maybe redoing a scene or redefining a scene, or are you always happy with the way it came out the first time?
Well, I see some of them, and I wonder how I got another job, really. Oh, yeah, I changed out now. I said, my Lord, I was so bad.
Were you paid regardless whether or not you were making a movie? You got the check every week whether or not you were filming?
Oh, yes.
That was known as a yearly?
Sure. Unless you were assigned to a picture and you refused to do it, then you went on suspension. So I found out very soon it didn't pay to go on suspension, so...
I hated the studio system because it really got to you. You were thrown into junk, and you were supposed to do it. And as Cesar said, if you didn't do it, they put you on suspension. You finally went broke, and you do the same damn picture you refused to do in the first place.
Cornel, we hear these phrases, tyrant and mogul, about the executives. They were supposed to be so ruthless and supposed to be so cruel.
They were.
You can't generalize. You really, they were?
Not all.
No, some.
Very, very vindictive. When Rita Hayworth married Harry Cohn, Harry Cohn wanted me to take over all the pictures that she had prepared for him. So he invited me on his boat in Catalina, and everybody left the boat, and at midnight he opened the door of my cabin, and he was there without his top pajama. And anyway, to make a long story short, I got to a point that I was put on the fact that I could never do a movie at Columbia, and I didn't.
Would a gentle word, Corinne, be blackballed? Would that be a kind
word?
word?
I think so, completely, totally blackballed at Columbia. So also, I was blackballed by the man that had me under contract, because he had that fixation of wanting to go to bed with me.
In other words, that Hollywood, or that Hollyweird phrase, lie down, I want to talk to you, it never really appealed to you, right?
I was totally outraged at that idea, you know, totally outraged at that. And the blackballing of Hal Wallis carried on to my book, because when my book was published, he had put a stop on it, and it never got any place. They never put me on a talk show. They never did any advertisement, because, of course, in my book, the villain is this man that had me under contract.
You sound like such a victim, you know, as if all women in the business have been so abused. That's ridiculous.
I don't know anything about anybody else. I only know what happened to me.
Ah, well, that's just one person.
Okay?
That's
I
one
also
person.
know that everybody that has written any book, I've always had the same trouble.
I didn't have to run around a desk. Nobody was trying to put me to bed or anything.
Then you cannot bring it up.
Well, I know, but that's your problem, honey. That's your problem.
You mean my problem is
Betty
because I'm a
Davis.
woman?
Bette Davis did very well, and so did Olivia de Havilland. They didn't have to run around the table. They told Mr. What's his name? Warner, Harry Warner, to do. You know, you didn't have to do that.
Well, I didn't, but they didn't
Well,
take
you
it very
didn't.
well.
You know.
Well,
No, that's nonsense.
We products.
Rosalind and Russell didn't have to put up with that. It all depends a lot on the person, my dear.
Maybe it was because I was French, and that in French after the war, everything that was French was ooh la la, you know.
That's very true.
We,
I think it's still ooh la la.
we products of television never had the I would have killed to be part of the studio system.
It was great, listen.
But I had to
No
build my
complaints.
own. I had to get my own PR person, and for 30 years, I had to build my own studio system through these years, and it's hard. I wished I had it. I remember Samuel Goldwyn saying, "You've got that face. You've got that face." And I wanted to say, "Well, put me under contract. Put me under contract."
An awful lot of people now say, weren't they wonderful, those old moguls? They at least knew something about entertainment. They gradually learned what the public wanted.
Let me do a little Joe Franklin fluff now. Cesar, would you like to be Sweet 16, starting the career right now in 19?
Hell no.
No.
Once going through this once is enough. No.